He sold millions of records, changed American music forever, yet in his final years, Marvin Gaye was hiding, broke, paranoid, and running from his own life. How did a soul legend end up here? Marvin Gaye wasn't just a singer, he was the voice of a generation. In the 1960s and 70s, his music didn't just top charts, it challenged America. Songs like What's Going On spoke about war, racism, and pain at a time when few artists dared to. He was Motown's golden boy, a smooth voice with a revolutionary soul. Fame, money, admiration, everything seemed guaranteed, but behind the velvet sound and flawless performances, something darker was already growing. From a young age, Marvin lived in fear. His father, a strict preacher with violent tendencies, ruled the household with intimidation. Marvin later admitted that he grew up terrified, emotionally broken, and desperate for love. That trauma never left him. Even at the peak of fame, he carried deep insecurity, depression, and self-doubt. Success didn't heal him, it amplified the cracks. As the years passed, the pressure became unbearable. Record labels demanded hits. Fans demanded perfection. Marvin turned to drugs, especially cocaine, to escape the noise in his head. What began as a coping mechanism slowly took control of his life. His behavior became erratic. He started isolating himself, trusting no one. Friends noticed he was no longer the confident star. He was paranoid, withdrawn, and constantly afraid. Financial disaster followed. Despite earning millions, Marvin made poor deals and faced massive tax problems. The IRS came after him, forcing him to flee the United States. Imagine that, one of America's greatest voices, running from his own country. He lived in Europe, moving from place to place, often staying with friends, sometimes sleeping in cheap hotels, sometimes with nothing. There were moments when Marvin Gaye was essentially homeless, a global icon with nowhere to feel safe. During this time, his paranoia worsened. He believed people were following him. He carried a gun for protection. He slept in fear, convinced his life was in danger. Fame had turned into a prison. The man who once filled arenas now avoided crowds, avoided people, avoided himself. His music slowed. His energy faded. The world moved on, but Marvin remained trapped in his own mind. Eventually, he returned to the United States, hoping to rebuild his life. But home was the last place he should have gone. His relationship with his father had never healed. They argued constantly about money, religion, control, and past abuse. The house was filled with tension, silence, and unresolved anger. Marvin was fragile, mentally exhausted, and still battling addiction. Those close to him described him as scared, broken, and deeply depressed. Then came April 1st, 1984, just one day before his 45th birthday. What happened next shocked the world. During another argument at home, Marvin's father picked up a gun Marvin himself had gifted him months earlier. Seconds later, 2 shots were fired. Marvin Gaye, the man whose voice defined love and pain, collapsed. He was pronounced dead shortly after. The headlines were unbelievable. Marvin Gaye killed by his own father. To this day, people still debate the truth behind his death. Was it self-destruct, a tragic accident, or the final chapter of a lifetime of abuse and fear? Some believe Marvin had given up on living. Others believe he never escaped the darkness planted in him as a child. The mystery isn't just how he died, it's how someone so gifted, so influential, could be destroyed from the inside. Marvin Gaye left behind music that still feels alive. Songs that sound beautiful, but when you listen closely, they're filled with pain, confusion, and warning signs. His story is a reminder that fame doesn't protect you, money doesn't heal trauma, and talent doesn't silence inner demons. So the next time you hear his smooth voice on the radio, remember this: behind that sound was a man running from fear his entire life. A legend who had everything the world could offer and still lost everything that mattered. If you want more dark, untold stories of icons the world thinks it knows, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out our full collection of hidden files and forgotten truths. Because some stories aren't just history, they're warnings.